Welcome back to the A Game of Thrones mod, where we are playing as Lord Samuel Blackwood of the Blackwood Vale, and we are going to war against our long-standing rivals, our mortal enemies, House Bracken. We have a claim on the entirety of their duchy of Southstone, and they are in the middle of their own vassal civil war for his great-uncle's claim on the duchy. Little does he know that his forces are all in vain, since I will be actually taking this duchy away from them. We have several allies on our side, and in fact, we would have the Malisters on our side, but he died, Raymond died last episode, and his brand new newborn son took over, and unfortunately he's not interested in making any alliances with us, even though our son is married to his sister, his current regent, in fact. But, c'est la vie. What are we gonna do? Last episode 2, this Lady Cerise of Old Town killed our sister, Black Alley. She was caught spying in her court for me, and this child didn't think twice about it. She executed her immediately, and I will never forgive her. Currently, we are attempting to plot to murder her, and we can only hope within 5 months, her life, like my sister's, unfortunately, will be no more. Not unfortunately in her case. Fortunately, in fact, because after Sir Martin here takes over her title, and his son Arwood maybe meets with an accident as well, then that leaves Mr. Garmond here. And Garmond did manage to have a child with Black Alley, who's named after him. So perhaps one day our dynasty still has a chance to inherit. And we will see the end of the High Towers of Old Town, and see the rise of the Blackwoods of the High Tower. But the other thing that's happening is we have our liege going to war to revassalize the mountain and the vale. Lady Jane is defending. We will see how that great war goes, just as we will now declare our great war to humiliate and take control of our rivals, the Bracken's lands. And looks like because we actually have the claim on this county, we're able to press that at the same time? Oh no, but I can't declare the war because I need a hook on my liege. The realm's laws dictate that we cannot declare war due to how high my liege's crown authority is. He will not allow us to declare wars without his permission, and so I will need a hook on him or to modify my contract to allow wars to be declared at all times. So can I declare wars? I could. Should I give up my council rights? If I give up my religious rights, he'll definitely try to convert me, and we can't have that. And maybe even try to revoke my titles for being a different faith, so we can't have that either. Do I promise him higher taxes, or do I just... Maybe I'd just be a little patient and we can fabricate a hook on him and then trade that in for war declarations? Yeah, no problem. We'll have to just see if we get a hook on Lady Cerise's spy master here, or if she dies first, one or the other, then we'll get a hook on our liege, and then we'll declare the war. And through the magic of editing, we'll continue on here. Apparently, my spies have informed me about a hunter causing a ruckus at the local tavern. The man has been spending a large amount of gold and bragging loudly about the great deal he struck with a fancy lady in pearls and silk. Apparently he drew a map of the local plains for an unknown noblewoman. The spies think the lady must be scheming against me or one of my subjects. Possibly me, possibly, who could it be? My rival, Ella Lannister? She might be plotting against me, but she's sick with the great pox. I'm not sure if she will murder me in time, or if we'll just kind of take care of the situation herself. But this fool belongs in my dungeon for doing espionage against me. Tisk tisk tisk. In fact, I just so happen to be a very effective torturer, me lad, and if you do hold a secret, I will be finding out just what it is. Meanwhile, another beautiful child with the green sight has been born to my nephew Orin and his lovely Falena. Falena is in line to inherit only if we can manage to get rid of Lord Sefton here. So he's next on my little hit list. The torture. These rats might seem shy, I say it as I strap the bucket to Oscar's exposed chest. But once it gets warm in there, they will do anything to escape. Luckily for them, their teeth are very sharp. He pleads for mercy as I reach for the glowing coals. It had to be done. Oh, it looks like spotted fever. My problems have taken care of themselves. Lord Kendron of the Cape of Eagles died of spotted fever and passed on his titles to Darna, my son's wife. And now her heir, my grandson, named after his father, Lucas, will one day inherit, in the name of the Blackwoods, the Cape of Eagles. Another duchy to our north coming into our sway. So now we have the Cape of Eagles, Turnbridge, and Lake Haven all coming into our influence. And as soon as we're able to declare this war, next, the Southstones as well will be united. Soon we will rise once again to show the lands that we are the rightful kings of the rivers. Luckily, the disease seems to be contained mostly to their area up there, but we'll have to keep an eye on it if it spreads into our lands. I got a little bit over here too. Slight risk of infection. We don't want to catch anything. Meanwhile, our plan to murder Lady Cerise. Her time has come. All things eventually fall. Kingdoms, lords, children pushed from high places. My agents will tie a rope around the little lady's favorite toy, a rag doll. She still plays with those at 14, eh? And hang it around the high wall. She is sure to come looking for it. And as she reaches down to untie the rope, it would be so easy for her to slip. A tragedy, surely, truly. Aha, and there we are, the fall from grace. Lady Cerise is dead. They found her mangled corpse on the ground, clutching her, I think ragdoll glitch, to her chest. Her young face was permanently twisted into an expression of surprise and terror. Ah, justice has been served for House Blackwood. I feel the sentiment echoed in my own face as it becomes clear that my agent was caught, and he didn't even hesitate to reveal me? I don't care. We were already exposed as a murderer in the last episode, and all I have to say about that is good. I'm glad she's dead. We gained some stress, we lost some legitimacy, but we gained more dread. We are very dreadfully feared. And now that she's dead, well, Lord Martin here has taken over the throne. And if we start a murder scheme against him, we have a 95% chance. I think let's go ahead and do it. We probably don't even need the hook on this this guy. He's a vassal right now. He was the spy master. I don't think he was going to be reassigned as the spy master. We'll see if we unpause here, if he gets reassigned. Because, you know, his liege takes over the title. He gets to reassign all the roles on the council. And I see my plans have come to fruition. Idora Selmy has given birth to a son. I think we'll continue the tradition. Balian's son is named Balian, Lucas's son is named Lucas, and my nephew Glendon's son will be named Glendon after him, his firstborn, to carry on his tradition. And again, once everything passes through the chain of inheritance, the High Lordship of Rook's Rest will come to Glendon Blackwood. And it's only appropriate that we unlock the schemer trait, the highest trait of scheming there is. More intrigue, and our hostile schemes get even stronger. Samuel lives to understand and manipulate the things that drive other people, and then exploit them. Let's do it. He's been assigned the Chancellor. That makes sense. He's really good at that. I will soon uncover the truth of him. I'm sure we will put this information to good use. This guy really hates me. He's terrified of Lord Martin. You should be terrified of me. He's not... He doesn't have any dread at all. Zero dread. Zero... Curses discovered the scheme. I still have an 87% chance of getting it done, though, so I'm just so good at intrigue. But even if I got a hook on his new spy master, he would never agree to help. Are you Craven? Like, why are you so afraid of this guy? I don't get it. Terrified of Lord Martin. He's like the wussiest looking dude I've ever seen. Martin is Craven. Why would you be afraid of a Craven man? You should destroy him like I am about to. My dog ran away. How would I react? Wait for me, Shadow, come back. We got a dog last episode too. It was pretty great. A few minutes later, the dog comes back with some gold. Thank you. What a good girl. And there we are. We can accept some for tyranny, no big deal. We gain lots of dread, but we're already basically at the maximum. And we got our hook on this guy. Not that we really need it, but I'm willing to do it because we put the time in. And there it is. So now that I have a hook on him, where is he? Oh, he was already willing to join without even getting the hook? Fine. Looks like this guy's actually doing all of the work. Oh my god, his intrigue is incredible. Yeah, him being on board because he's sadistic and vengeful. You understand my need for vengeance and are willing to join my cause. But now that we've freed up that scheme for that hook, I mean, we could go murder his son, but we have got more important fish to fry. We need to get a hook on our liege so that we can declare wars. 90% chance, 13 months away. Within the next year, we will be at war with the Brackens. Oh, and it looks like Lord Otho finished pressing his claim. He's allied to Oldwythe and Tarth. Tarth is strong, but they are very far away. His wife. I mean, she's just making more Brackens. Bracken blood in the Tarth line. Disgusting. And I say that, as the Blackwoods, that is said, there have been many times that we have joined our houses together, and they say that, there's as much Blackwood blood and Bracken blood in each other's dynasties as there are of each other, so, it's all a matter of perspective, though. But we're Team Blackwood, so Bracken, gross. A gift. A gift from Sabara. So she's definitely trying to kill me. This is the event that you get to know that they're trying to murder you. Yeah. No thanks. Now, the Selmies that I murdered aren't going to be inheriting anything from Miles here. They were the Selmies of Rook's Rest, or rather the brother married into Rook's Rest, and therefore his daughter, who is married to my nephew, is the Selmy who's inheriting Rook's Rest. So the family way back, though, they didn't like their boy. It was their plan to have their dynasty get in on this patrilineal marriage and get the Rook's Rest under their dynasty. So they're kind of pissed, and their whole family's trying to kill me now. But I'm pretty good at intrigue, so I feel like they don't have a good shot. But we really need to discover this plot against me before too long. Otherwise, we might run into some trouble. In fact, I'm going to switch you to disrupt schemes, so we'll have a better chance of stopping that scheme and catching it. It really didn't affect anything in my other schemes, that he's not supporting my schemes, so no problem. Our feud outclassed adversaries. The villainy of Lord Sefton and all House Bracken is beyond doubt. But is it seemly for the family of a lord to bicker with that of a lord? Humphrey's inherited rivalry with Edwin is unforgivable, but should we demean ourselves, wasting time on such little people? So Humphrey and Edwin were my father and the father of Amos, who was the starting character in Southstone with me, Samwell, and then his grandson became my rival when he took it over. But now he's been reduced to only having the lordship of Stonehenge and Sally Dance here. So he's still got the capital, basically, but the brother of Amos, his great uncle from High Heart here, claimed the throne of the duchy here and took things over. Now, we should continue our feud or put this beneath me. I don't think we're ending this feud. We were never ending this feud. I will take the stress. I don't care. This feud will go on until every last Bracken is gone and there's no more feud to be had. Now, what's going on up here? Are these just raiders you're fending off? That's okay. I was afraid you were at war for a second. Oh, we are allied now. See, look at that. Everything worked out because his kid died and now the sister is married to my son. Now we have our alliance back because she's actually holding the title and it's through marriage to my son. Someone great at intrigue. She can stay at my court or I can get rid of her. I mean, yeah, you can hang around, I guess. So long as you like me and therefore aren't going to be scheming against me. Oh, raiders, you say? But they've just been forced to retreat. Thank you to the Cape of Eagles for driving off those ironborn raiders. Our lands are safe again. My evening reflections. I sip at my mug of spiced wine, eyes scanning over my latest scrawled work. Conflict and wrath. When red-plumed war comes to his lands, and flashes of iron and shouted demands. So let none challenge his bold intent, lest they discover where the last challenger went. Ah, truly I am one of the great artistic minds of my age. A fine verse. What shall I muse on next? Muse? Muse. I don't know why I said muse. Muse. I will be a poet, not a cow. A poet trait is lovely. It gains diplomacy and stress loss. Samwell enjoys spending his evenings giving rhyme and verse to his thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Lord Adam is hosting a hunt. He hates me. So I feel like I'll just let it pass. He should cower before me, if anything, but no need to go out on a hunt with a man who might bear me ill intent, especially when I know that people are out plotting to kill me. Me going out on this hunt could be just their excuse to spring some bandits on me. I know how it goes. I'm all about this. Speaking of murder, captains and peasants, with the recent upset among the peasants of the High Tower, one of my agents has presented a unique suggestion for taking care of Lord Martin. With coin in the right pockets and agitators on every corner, we could stage an entire riot while the Lord is passing through the streets. Ah, seems like some good old-fashioned mob rule time. Let's get 'em. And there it is. Captains and peasants, Lord Martin is dead, beat and trampled by his own subjects. The agitated peasants went wild, seeing their liege riding through the streets, and tore both him and several of his captains from their mounts, beating them to death. Many peasants were hanged, including my agitators, which means it cannot be traced back to me. Finally, for once, a murder scheme that doesn't get traced back to me. Never underestimate the power of the mob. There we are, Lord Martin. Now, Arwood. Arwood is next. Arana? Who are you? I feel like we're way off course in this inheritance line here. What are you talking about? Shouldn't your brother inherit? He got widowed. And then he joined the Night's Watch. Are you kidding me? He can't inherit titles. Which means Ormond is going to be skipped over in the line of succession in terms of inheriting any titles. Where's the justice for my sister? Why is her son not inheriting Old Town like we intended? This is not right. This is all wrong. Well, let's get Ormond out of that court immediately, even if we have to use our hook for his own safety at this point. And it looks like eventually this girl could potentially inherit the throne of the High Towers. So here we go. If Ormond Blackwood and her were to be married, ooh, two related, risk of inbreeding. Oh, I guess it was probably because her mom was Lady Arana, who was the sister of his father. So they're like cousins. Well, like many medieval dynasties throughout the histories, to secure the line of succession, sometimes cousins gotta make a marriage, but in the correct dynasty's name. And now all I have to do is note that she's next, and her son and her other son must die. I guess we'll start with him. Only 62%? Well, we can increase that. Oh, you're so expensive. 55, much less expensive, and just about as powerful. His Spy Master only adds 21, which is kind of, like, funny. I hope you don't take my money and then just die. Up to 83. About a year. What's this? A scheme at court. Ormond enters my chambers as I stir from my sleep, his voice hushed and his actions furtive. Samuel, I have foreseen something dire. A doe laps at the water of a lake. The hidden shadow of a wolf lurks behind a tree, its fangs glistening with hunger. The doe yelps and falls to the ground as its neck is pierced and its life drained away. Someone is plotting to kill me. As grateful as I am for the information, I hope the dreams which haunt Ormond aren't affecting him too severely. We must stop the villain behind this. Thank goodness. So his green dreams, I love this, the actual mechanic. He's got a vision of the future, and he's seen that someone's trying to kill me. I knew it because of the plush carpet event. That's always a sign that someone's trying to kill you, honestly. It's not hard to figure out. But now it seems, yes, we've discovered the actual scheme to murder me, and now it is much less likely to succeed thanks to it being exposed. That's amazing. So the green dreams, the green seeing comes in clutch, and we're able to see our future. That's awesome. Currently I have no wards. I'm not teaching anybody. So I feel like, Ormond, you should be... One, you should be studying Valyrian, just because I think that's rad. And two, I should be educating you. You should become my ward, and I will train you in the subterfuge arts. And, meanwhile, my son Benjicot had a son, and he named him Lormius. He's under the liege of Lady Moira, being his mother, and also the High Lordship of Lakehaven. So long as she doesn't do something stupid, like try to matrilineally propose my grandson here off to somebody, we should be good. And I'm going to offer myself as guardian. How she won't accept. This is my future house's heir you're talking about here. Honey, I should be able to be his guardian. I could host him as an honored guest. That will help. I've never seen that before. Oh, I just have a ritual. Oh, I could just directly use my house hook to get him to be invited into my court. And now I can educate you as I please. Who are you being educated by? Belana Goldberg. I don't think so. Not anymore. I will educate the boy myself. My future heir. And you are not a bossy personality. He's not inclined to intrigue, so my primary skills will be of little use, and I'm kind of bad at martial and stewardship. So, well, if anything, let's give you a strong martial tradition to follow up on. Or no, let's see if you can come out. I'm not going to be good at teaching you, but maybe you can come out with a good stewardship trait and learn how to rule the realm really well. No, I think you got to rule with an iron fist. That's going to be how you take over all of the kingdom of the rivers and the trident one day. This poor bleeder. He's a bleeder. He's never going to be good in battle. As soon as he goes into battle, he gets cut once, he's going to die. Better to stay behind the desk. I know I'm flip-flopping all over the place here, but I have concerns about the future of my house at this point. Maybe he'll turn out to be good at intrigue anyway. He's already got a head start. If he survives. Hopefully he survives his childhood. I mean, Moira's ill. He's a bleeder. But we've got our hook on our Lord Paramount. I have started a series of vicious rumors against Lord Paramount Kermit. None of them are true, and someone should decry them as the obvious lies they are. And what better way for that someone to have Kermit in their debt? I must stand up to this injustice. He is indebted to me. I spent just a little bit of piety. We are finished fabricating our hook, and now we can modify our contract and add war declaration permanently in this lifetime to our contract. There we go. War declarations have been extended to us. Sanctioned. Alright, I'm just a little bit concerned about the future of my house here because she's getting pretty old. My son is not exactly interested in making that many more children with her, I don't think. So if these kids don't make it, that's kind of concerning. Therefore, I must consider the options. Lady Belena Goldbrook would inherit after all of these people. Maybe not. Maybe this would change. We'll find out. If she dies and then it comes into my house, maybe they'll pass it along to the next closest relative, which I guess is her sister. But maybe his next closest relative could be my son instead. This will be a good test to see how well I know CK3. But I think Lady Moira, your time has come. You've been a good wife, but your lands belong to my house. Meanwhile, it looks like 81% war score in favor of the Iron Throne. Lady Jane here is looking pretty bad, pretty beat up. Not looking good for her on this front. An event for my new ward, Ormond, alone in the kitchen. Greetings, my lord, Lionel, one of the cooks says. I have your nephew, Ormond, here with me. Promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. He draws a sharp breath. And he cleaned every pot, he did. He even scrubbed the cauldron without me even asking. That's a sweet boy you got there. I don't know what accent that was turning into at the end there. This is indeed very selfless, but does this act suit Ormond's stature? Such a sweet act. You will go far in life, my boy. I'm training you in intrigue, and compassionate is, let's just say, antithetical to intrigue. Ask him not to waste his energy. He could become lazy, or he should just eat all the sweets in sight and become gluttonous. Well, it seems like none of those are great options. I suppose he's already been so stressed out that he's irritable. He's got visions from his green sight. He's a rowdy boy. I feel like gluttonous might fit best for him, rather than compassionate. Out of all these bad choices, at least. We have just the tiniest little bit of stress, but that's why we have a pet dog. Because when we pet our dog, we lose some stress, and we get to sit and see the world side by side with our lovely pet, Shadow. That's nice. Thank you, my friend. Put our stress back down a little bit. What? My scheme to murder Lady Moira has been discovered, making it more difficult. 17%, that's terrible. We'll never get her that way. We need some help. Alana Goodbrook, you're in line to inherit the throne after my grandchildren. I can see you're an opportunist, scheming conniver, and would be glad to kill your relative if the opportunity to present an increase in your own stature were to come up. I'm just gonna... do I want to lose all my gold and go into debt over this? No, we just got our war declaration. We got distracted. We're gonna declare war on the Brackens now. 73%. Yeah, we've got just enough gold left, and 73% still got a decent chance of going off, so maybe we'll do it. Let's just check on these guys here. Oh, would you look at that? King William Royce of the Mountain and Vale. He's inherited the titles. Lady Jane was slain in battle by Edgar Dunsdale. House Dunsdale. Dunstable. Lord Gaston of Tumbler Falls, way down here in Atlanta, in the Riverlands, killed the great Lady Jane. And the next in line wasn't even an Aaron, because well, she didn't like all of the challengers to her rule there. People didn't like a woman ruling, but she was a badass, I gotta say. But looks like this war is taking its toll. The war score is way down. It's now only 49%. But, I mean, it still looks like they got like a fourth of their troops, more or less. They're pretty much... It's only a matter of time, I think, before baby King William here will be swearing allegiance. He is a sickly 1-year-old, and his regent looks like it's his maester, or at least his physician, taking care of things, taking care of the realm. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be surrendering very, very soon. We still have some errands around here. The High Lordship of the High Road is now the house head of House Aaron. They just own like the bloody gate up into the mountain here. How far they have fallen. And it looks like, oh, she's even married patrilineally, so this guy, Lord Harlan, just from Kypros on the other side here, his children, basically, his house is going to inherit her titles and lands. So what's left of the Aarons? We've got a cadet branch of House Aaron over here, Lordship of Port Aaron. So it looks like, I mean, they're going to hold on to their titles. He's the head of the dynasty now. He's the most powerful of their whole dynasty. We've got Midler Point here, another little finger way up at the top, also of the cadet branch, and a barony title, the province of Stone in the area. We'll see if that doesn't get taken away from him very shortly. But yeah, the Aarons, how the mighty have fallen. Only a few county owners left now that this succession has gone on. Lord Leoron of the Westerlands is hosting a grand tournament. Is it worth going off to a tournament before I go to war with the Brackens? Who's got time to be leisurely and sociable when we've got so much warring and killing of our enemies to do? Oh, and poor Lord Walter over here was brutally mauled, was half-blind, one-legged, and stupid before he died. But it looks like he might have impregnated Miss Olira Hunter over here right before he died. She's been with child for 7 months, and he died just a month ago. So, but who inherited Runestone? Oh, Lord William did. We were interested up in Walter because his father, Lord Yorber, was a big hero during the First Civil War, way back in like episode 1. So we followed him. We thought maybe one day we would get him proposed to somebody in our house. Looks like he did find a wife eventually and has a child, but a little too late. Maybe it'll be born into his dynasty. Maybe King William will give him some titles that out of all of the ones he's inherited here, but yeah, we'll see. The Royces, they're a strong house. They can maybe bring good rule to the Mountain and Vale. in their dynasty's life, but I think it'll be under King Aegon of the Iron Throne. But with all that said, it's time finally to get down to business. Lord Otho, your time has come. My claim to the High Lordship of Southstone and the Lordship of Crossing Ponds is much stronger, and you shall bend the knee to me before I wipe out you and your house. Here we are. Declare war, and we shall call our allies into help. Lady Moira, she won't accept. She just barely doesn't like me enough. And you know what? We're not swaying anyone right now, are we? Actually, even better. I could try sending her a poem. A work about her legacy. A work about mourning. A work about strife. I don't want to insult her. I don't want to romance her. She's married to my son. I will talk of her legacy. But it is mocked and she hates me even more. That's a shame. Yeah, now she really doesn't want to come. Oh, that was... It was a risk worth taking. I'm going to start swaying her, even though I'm trying to kill her. Maybe it'll be soon enough for her to join me in the war. I don't know. We'll see. Lady Cherie, I mean, look, I murdered her whole family to put her in her place on the Lordship of Lannisport, and she's willing to join me. So what the heck's her... Moira's problem? Jeez. Lord Vaon of the Neck. Ah, I see. Our marriage has finally paid off here as well. He patronally, unfortunately, married my daughter Moira, but they are having their children. Ethan Reed here is... It looks like their only surviving child. Jeez, what happened? Spotted fever took them, looks like. But yes, his grandfather here, Lord Bernard, was in charge of the Neck for a while. He was just a lowly count, but now he has inherited the whole duchy of the Neck. So our alliance has come to fruition, and a much more powerful alliance that it is now. So we'll call him to war. And we'll call our daughter-in-law from the Cape of Eagles. And that should honestly be enough. We probably don't even need to bother spending the prestige on Turnbridge or Lake Haven here. So, you know what? Fine. If I sway her, if I get the scheme, if it matters, if she's not dead first, we'll see. I wasn't swaying or doing anything else. If something else better comes up that I think of, we'll just do that anyway instead. But there we go. I'll just unpause. See their troops beginning to rise there. I might as well raise my own troops too to go meet them in battle. Let's raise all. And before I unpause here, I think that's another good place to stop. I know at the beginning of this episode, I thought we were going to go to war, and now we're finally at the end of the episode, and we're finally going to war. But we've accomplished, I feel like, a lot in this little bit. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying the series. And look out for the playlist, subscribe, do the like, just the stuff. See you next time.